Welcome back to another football show, folks. And I'm delighted again to be joined by Martin. Um, Martin, will we crack into the accumulator for the week to start with?
I missed that. Lost the line there, Ryan. What we're going to start with tonight?
We are going to start with the accumulator.
Cool. Okay, so we've had some games today already.
Yeah.
We're recording this on Friday, by the way, guys. This is Good Friday. So I'm looking ahead. I'm looking at the fixtures. I'm looking at things that happened today. We've seen the top three in League One all win. We've seen the top two, that being Sunderland, Hull, and Peterborough. They were all drawing at half time. I think Sunderland were losing at half time. The other two were drawing at half time. All three sides came back and they all ended up winning. So they've moved a little bit further away from the guys below them. Looking at League Two, Cambridge won quite easily, and Cheltenham won quite easily, and they're now a little bit clear at the top there as well. So I'm looking ahead to Monday's fixtures now, and also we mustn't forget about the championship there, where Norwich drew, a few points clear, and Watford won. Watford are looking really strong at the moment. They're playing very well, scoring a lot of goals, winning a lot of games. So for the accumulator this week, I'm going to have Watford on Monday to beat Middlesbrough away, and that's currently about 13-10. And a surprise side in League One at the moment are Blackpool, and they can't help but win or draw week in, week out. They're winning lots of games. They draw the odd game, but they win a lot of games. They're home to Gillingham. Gillingham are one of them sides that seem to be able to beat some of the top sides now and again. But Blackpool at home on the run that they're on at the moment should be enough to beat Gillingham on Monday as well at 21-20. I'm guessing Blackpool a little bit bigger than perhaps they should be, given Gillingham's run as well. So again, trying to find that little bit of value there. You've got a team that's winning every week. Blackpool 21-20, and Watford away at Middlesbrough 13-10. So that's 3.7 for that double there.
Yep. I have myself forgot to take prices, but they will be up on the screen right there when I say them. But I'm going for Man United to beat Brighton on Sunday. Now, I think United are... I've seen the decimal odds of them, and they were 1.62, I think it was. And to me, that was fairly good value, and that is why I am putting them in here. They should be able to sweep Brighton aside. They really do need the points, because Leicester are smelling blood in behind. They're only a point behind them. And look, United need this win, and I think they should be able to win. The other game I have went for is Bournemouth on Monday to beat Blackburn. Bournemouth won 3-1 today against Middlesbrough, which is always a good result. And again, Bournemouth are another team that do need to be winning if they want to stay in with a chance to playoffs. They're 3 points or 2 points behind Barnsley at the minute. Anyway, as game stands, the Barnsley game is currently on right now. But yeah, for me, Bournemouth should be able to sweep Blackburn aside as well.
Yeah, Bournemouth kind of had that sticky patch, didn't they? When they got rid of the manager and they were struggling for a little bit. As you say, they had a good win today. They're currently, as it stands, with Reading winning at the moment. Reading are playing as we're talking at the moment. Reading are currently winning. They're on 63 points. Barnsley 65 points, and Bournemouth 62 points. But Bournemouth do have a game in hand on both of those sides, and should they win the game in hand, they would be back in the playoffs. So they're very much in that playoff picture. Man United, 8-13 at the moment. They should be strong enough to beat Brighton. Again, Brighton's form has been patchy. They played quite well against the top sides. Maybe that's a reflection of the 8-13 that's currently available with Bet365 at least.
Yeah. And United are home as well, aren't they?
They are, yeah.
So hopefully that plays into their benefit as well. I know, obviously, with no crowds, there's not much of a difference, but the travel-wise and everything, that might help.
Absolutely.
We will move on to what we promised last week, who we each think is winning every league in the UK. Well, not every league, but the top five anyway. Starting with the Premier League. Can we look past Man City? I don't think we can.
I think we can. I think Man City are rock on. They're going to win the league.
Yeah.
Not much more to say there, really, I don't think.
No, 100% not. On the Championship, I am going for Norwich. I know they're short of 1-6 to win that. They are 6 points clear with 7 games left. They have to play Watford on the 20th of this month, I think. For me, that decides the title there and then. They did lose 2 points today, only drawn with Preston, which doesn't help, but I still think Norwich are well capable of winning the Championship.
I'll take a slightly different view. I'll take the value bet with Watford there, about 7-1, on the basis that they've got to play Norwich. Both those sides are probably going to get promoted. Norwich, with the additional points, can probably relax a little bit more than Watford can, as we saw today. Okay, Preston did score in the 90 whatever minute to get the equaliser, but it did show that Norwich perhaps have taken the foot off the pedal slightly, and therefore 7-1 with Watford just gives us a little bit of value there. And also Norwich have also got to play Reading and Barnsley.
Yeah,
so they've got to play the two sides that want to get in the playoffs as well.
Yeah. Moving on to League One, I am going for Sunderland here. They're a bit shorter than I'd ideally like. They're 6-4. I suppose that's because they have 2 games in hand on Hull. They are only 3 points behind though. Look, Sunderland have hit serious form since Christmas. They've only lost twice since Christmas, which is really incredible because there's such a big run of games there in League One. But look, it showed their strength there today, coming from behind against Oxford to win 3-1. For me, Sunderland are winning League One.
Sunderland are a weird side. They've only lost 5 games this season. They've drawn countless games. They've drawn so many more games than the top sides. They've lost a lot less than the teams above them. They should win the league. I still think Hull are going to win the league. I think Hull, they've been there all season. They've been chipping away. Sunderland have still got to play Peterborough and Hull. So you would argue that it's in Sunderland's hands, because if they're going to beat Peterborough, I think Monday's a big game. They're playing Peterborough on Monday, so we'll know a bit more after Monday's game. But also, Sunderland have also got to play Blackpool twice. They got to play Blackpool home and away, and Blackpool are flying, as we said earlier. Blackpool are on a bit of a roll. They're a big price. They're like 50-1 to win the league. I don't think they'll quite get there. They'll definitely be in the playoffs. But Blackpool really have that opportunity to upset those top 3, especially with Sunderland. And if you take, they've got the games in, Sunderland got the games in hand. But if you took the view that those 2 games in hand were against Blackpool home and away, and possibly wouldn't take 6 points from those games, then it suddenly closes up a bit more. As you say, it's all about Sunderland's games against Peterborough and Hull as well, of course. I'm going to take Hull at 15-8. I think I've had Hull since the start of the season. I've got to stick with Hull. Peterborough came along a couple of months ago. They started winning all the time. They thought they were going to hit the front. They got to the top of the league and they disappeared. Portsmouth hit the front and disappeared. Lincoln hit the front. They've disappeared. Sunderland have come up, but they haven't disappeared yet. But they haven't lost either. And what happens when they lose? If they were to lose, will they then lose a couple more, or will they keep going? And this game in hand thing, as I've been saying on this podcast for a few weeks now, you look at Carlisle, and Carlisle they were odds on to go up. They had 5 games in hand or whatever, and now they're mid-table, and they've pretty much lost all their games in hand. Sunderland's games in hand are not easy games, which is probably why I would also agree with you. They're slightly shorter than they should be from a betting perspective. But so yeah, you'll have Sunderland. I'll take Hull.
Yep. And moving on to League Two. I know we've been bigging up Tranmere quite a bit for quite some time now, but there's always a but, isn't there?
Yeah,
Um,
in there just.
I have to go for Cambridge. They're 2 points ahead of Cheltenham now at the minute. And again, they're another consistent team. They've been quietly consistent, I suppose, is the best way to put it. Getting draws when they possibly should have been losing. But their striker, Paul Mullen, is the top scorer in League Two.
Yep.
He has 27 goals this season, and that is 9 goals clear of anyone else as well. So if he's keeping banging them in, Cambridge look very good at 2-1.
They do. I'm not going to argue. I've come along here and talked about Tranmere and the big prices we had for them earlier on. By the way, those places were the prices were for each way places, so we'll still be happy if they finish top three. They got absolutely hammered today by Cheltenham 4-0. Cambridge won again. I think it's telling that Cambridge are only playing one game a week. We talked about it last week. Houlihan is only playing once a week. Cambridge are only playing once a week and they're winning games. They won today. You could have backed them at 15-8 today, 15-8, 13-8 today to win their game. They won the game. They beat Morecambe, another side around the playoffs. Cambridge have only got one more difficult game left, and that is Tranmere on Monday. Now, if you take the view that Tranmere got hammered by Cheltenham, why would it be that Cambridge can't go and beat Tranmere as well, despite what we've been saying all along? So if we take the view that Cambridge will get through that game, there's nothing to stop them going on. And also the price about Cambridge has always been affected, one, by the fact they couldn't win midweek games, but also because they've always played more games than everyone else. So this idea that teams have games in hand, you look at Forest Green Rovers, they have games in hand, and where are they now? They're like they've sort of flattered and gone away. The two sides in this league that have been consistent all the way through have been Cambridge and Cheltenham, and they're the two guys that are going to fight this out. I'm in the Cambridge camp. I'll take that 2-1 all day long. Absolutely. We agree on one.
We agree on one. Well, we agreed on Man's 82, so
we did.
I have a strange feeling we're not going to agree on the next one. The National League. I have gone for Notts County 25-1. You can get that on Bet Victor. Notts County are 13 points behind Sutton, but they have 2 games in hand on Sutton. And they also have to play them, which also does help. Look, I can see Notts County making a good challenge for it. They're only 13 points, but to win that 2 games like that cuts it down to 7 points behind. And then they have to play Sutton as well, and to beat them, they're only 4 points behind. So, look, I'm hopeful Notts County can make a super comeback. 25-1, I suppose, a bit more of an each way value rather than go straight win. But yeah, I'll take my chances.
I've come on here. I'm a Torquay fan. I've supported Torquay all my life. I was hopeful Torquay were going to walk away with this league, and they haven't. They've had many injuries, and teams at this level, when you get 5 or 6 injuries, you're going to struggle because you just don't have the depth of squad, and unfortunately, that has affected Torquay. So I can't come on here and say I think Torquay will win the league because I don't think they will. We like value. And Notts County is a great value shout. However, word of caution, they've got to play. They've got to go to Woking. They've got to go to Hartlepool. They've got to go to Torquay. They've got to go to Eastleigh, and they've got to play Sutton. So the price again is reflected in the fixture list, if you like. So by all means, an each way play perhaps with Notts County, but at 2-7, and we like value, but there is no value here. Sutton at 2-7 is the only bet in the house for me, unfortunately. It's a shame to say that. I don't want to be saying that, I don't particularly want Sutton to win the league. I want Torquay to win the league. And if Torquay weren't going to win the league, I'd probably prefer to see a Stockport County or Hartlepool win the league. Because I'm a traditionalist. I like teams that have been down to come back up again and what have you. For that matter, that would apply to Notts County as well, of course. So if it was to be Notts County, then yeah, we'll fill our boots at the 25-1. But for me, unfortunately, it's going to have to be Sutton United.
Yep. And did you add up all the prices to put it into one big accumulator?
I think I did it without. The problem we've got is getting a price for the championship because there's games going on in the championship at the moment. If you took Cambridge, Hull, and Sutton, you're getting around about 10-1, 11-1. Cambridge are 9-4. I have Cambridge at 9-4, Hull at 15-8, and Sutton at 2-7, giving us around about 11-1.
Add a 7-1 shot to that, and you're looking.
Absolutely. So you're looking at a nice price. The Man City price is probably way too short. I didn't even bother looking because they're massively odds on. It's probably pennies at our level that's been added to that sort of bet.
I added up mine: City, Norwich, Sunderland, Cambridge, and Notts County, and got 227-1.
I bet you did. Fantastic.
Yeah. So, other than that, Martin, anything else you want to add?
Just want to make a quick shout out for horse running tomorrow in the 248 at Carlisle. A certain large action that's got his second race over hurdles for the Nick Bradley Racing Group, which we're part of. Yep. Currently, large action is a 12-1 shot. It's a 2 mile, 3 furlong hurdle race. As I said, it's only his second run out. He's a horse to follow. So if you're doing the horses as well, we'd probably want to put in the tracker. He may not do the business tomorrow for us, but there's certainly a lot of potential for him in the coming months.
Yeah, we can hope for third place tomorrow, I suppose, because I don't think the 2 odds-on shots are gonna be beat. Another horse I'd like to shout out is Presidential on Monday at Redcar. Can't forget about him, Martin.
So yeah, Presidential as well again for the Nick Bradley Racing Group. So hopefully we'll get 2 good runs over the coming weeks. I know this is the football thing, but have you got anything for the Irish National on Monday?
Irish National on Monday. You've caught me on the spot here. I've seen Jamie Codd was doing his lowest weight in 17 years on the big dog.
Yeah.
So and the big dog was very impressive last time out as well. So I put a gamble on him, to be honest.
Yep. That's fair enough.
Yourself? Have you got anything?
I haven't got anything for the National. That's what I was asking you.
Oh, yeah. Well, I go for the big dog. Probably a bit of each way value in him, and Jamie Codd doing that lowest weight in 17 years was tipping itself nearly.
There's a reason why he's doing that, isn't there?
Yeah, really. Definitely. All right, that's it from us, folks. Be sure to click the subscribe button and like below for more content.